You're now tuned in to No Slug Podcast, where common sense meets no nonsense, where we unapologetically provide you the tools you need to build a better lifestyle and a stronger foundation. So if you ain't tuned in, then you get tuned up. Keep your head up and your shoulders square. No Slug Podcast to the dirt. So if you ain't tuned in, then you get tuned up. Keep your head up, shoulders square. You're now tuned in to No Slug Podcast, where we unapologetically provide you the tools you need. No Slug Podcast. What up, everybody? Welcome back to the No Slug Podcast, where you come to tune in so you don't get tuned up in life. Today I got a good one for you. I've thought about this one a lot. I see it all the time. I think people are very entitled nowadays. So the topic of this one, what I want to talk about is I want to talk about mastering your craft. When that comes to job, when that comes to life, investing your time into whatever you do to improve your income, to improve your better in your life, to improve your, I don't know, what you can afford, you know, but that all comes back to mastering your craft. So people that are listening, I'm sure y'all do a bunch of different stuff. I'm sure there's carpenters, I'm sure there's painters, I'm sure there's people that do the books, and I'm sure that there's bosses that are listening. There's a lot of stuff that people do nowadays that there's entry-level positions, and a lot of times, at least where I'm from in like manufacturing, there's entry-level positions, and a lot of times people don't ever grow above those entry-level positions. So basically their pay is going to be entry-level pay for their whole life. And what that'll really do is it gives people bad morale, for one, because they feel like, you know, nothing's good's happening to them. Their income isn't enough to really afford or really do what they want to do in life, whether that be a nicer car, a better house, riding a motorcycle, getting a motorcycle, you know, taking your kids out on, you know, journeys, taking your kids out on, you know, trips. You know, those are all things that are going to happen when you take the time, invest in yourself, invest into your future. That's going to help your income, it's going to help yourself, it's going to help your brain, because knowledge is power. Knowledge is what gets you paid. Now, sometimes, you know, stuff does happen and fall into people's lives. I mean, that's not a normal thing that happens. Most times you got to get up off your fucking ass and you got to go out and get it. Where I came from, I started as a basic level machinist. I started off at, I think it was like $9 an hour. I had worked in that trade for 6 or 7 years, and I'm like, well, fuck this. I mean, I made good money, don't get me wrong, but I've always wanted to be the one that I wanted to know more. Like, sometimes there's processes and sometimes there's stuff that I don't understand. I'm like wanting to go out there, and I found out that. So then I went to college, and then I basically started mastering my craft. So now what I do is I do tool and die. Now we do a lot of stuff that is very precise. You can't, you know, fuck shit up. You fuck shit up, it costs thousands and thousands of dollars. So constant improvement is constantly going to make your life better, and with that is knowledge. I mean, there's books out there, there's putting in the time to sign up for college, there's putting in the time to make phone calls, to figure out who you need to talk to do better. A lot of those times people are like, well, it's going to take, you know, this amount of time to do that, you know, I ain't got the time. Well, then you're basically going to be a basic motherfucker your whole life. If you want to do that, then, you know, sit back and do that. But, I mean, do you want to be a loser, or do you want to be a fucking winner? With this mastering your craft, if you do carpentry and you want to do better, well, there's people that have been doing carpentry where you probably work, or you know somebody that does that. The older people, them old souls that have been doing it for a long time, have so many tricks and trades of how to maybe, I don't like the word shortcut, because shortcuts are never usually good. You can use them to make your job easier, but fuck a shortcut, do it the long way, go the long route, and then you learn that. But the point is there's people that have done this before you, so don't reinvent the wheel. Sit back and learn from other people, learn from other people's failures, and learn from other ways that people have done it for 30 years, that have done it before you, so they can teach you these things. Now you're gonna have to, be nice to these people, because nobody's gonna want to see. People will think that you're trying to take their job or something like that. Understand that they have so much knowledge that you don't have, that you need to make your life better. So, really look around and say, hey, Joe Schmo over here has been doing this for a long time. I'm going to sit back with him and I'm going to try to pick his brain. I'm going to try to get to know Joe a little bit better so that I can take his skills, put them into my book, and then execute on those every time. Like, I want to go get a raise. I want to go maybe get another job that pays more, because that's another thing too. I mean, how look at my little mic here. I got my new little wireless mics and it's on, but how are you gonna go to work and let's say raise time is coming around? You can't expect your boss to give you a raise if throughout that whole year you haven't done a jack fucking thing to improve your life. Like, what are you bringing to the table that's gonna make your boss, for one, make more money? Because if your boss ain't making more money, he can't afford to pay you more money, right? So that's a whole nother topic in itself. But what are you bringing to the table where, let's say you want a raise at work, and then you go to your boss and you say, hey, sir, like I'm looking to get a little bit of a raise because of this, and I've done this. But unless you have done your homework on talking, okay, so let's say you haven't done your homework and you go to your boss without this piece of paper that says, dude, I do this, I learned this, I'm bringing this to the table, which is making my fellow employees do better. They will see that, but it's not expected. You know what I'm saying? This generation that's coming up, our kids, they need to be able to see that if you are not investing in yourself, nobody's gonna give you a motherfucking thing. Nobody's gonna have to give you any more money. Nobody's gonna have to do these things. It's not just for you, it's for your future. Now, when you go to your boss and you say that, maybe it's gonna take him a little bit of time to think about what you're speaking. Why are you coming to him and doing this? Did you go get a 2-year little degree to better yourself? That's all things that people, bosses are gonna work at. I've asked for multiple raises in my life and I've never not got it. And it's only because I went to school, I've left jobs because the employment place didn't really seem to understand what I was saying, but now I knew my skills. If you know your skills and you can go out and get it somewhere else, don't feel bad about that. Like, they're not paying your family's mortgage, they're not paying your family's grocery bill every week, they're not. You are your own entity. You are going to take all the knowledge you have and flip that motherfucker over and you're gonna get a profit. And that's where you're gonna have the knowledge. You're gonna have to do your homework when you look at your list of skills. The whole podcast is really about self-betterment and mastering your craft, which I think is cool because everybody that's probably listening isn't doing the same trade, but I do believe people know what they can improve themselves to be better at, and then they will go out and they will execute it. Now, sometimes it takes a person a long time, years to do that. If you want to go start a business, if you want to go and start a gym, if you want to go and start these things, it's going to take time. You have to invest into yourself. I mean, these fucking yoked out people over here aren't getting yoked out, jacked up with no time put in, right? So think about it like that. What's the difference between your brain? Like, you got big muscles, but you got a small brain, so you still have to invest into yourself. I think entitlement is very common nowadays, and I think the younger generation, they don't understand that you also don't have to go to college for 4 years and pay $150,000 and have to pay that back your whole life. Now, does that Is that a good thing? Hell yeah. I mean, does that happen? Hell yeah. But you don't have to do that. You might be just fine in whatever trade that you're in, whatever, skills you have. If you are a salesman, go figure out how to be the best goddamn salesman in the world. If you are, a manufacturer like me and you're on the ground level, start talking to your people and say, hey, I want a little bit more responsibility. I want a little bit more to do here, so then I can start walking up this ladder and I can start proving to you guys that I'm here. I'm a worthy person to be worthy of your bigger paycheck. Your skills will teach that. But if you just want to be a basic motherfucker, then that's what you're going to be for your whole life. And it's really sad to me is, even where I work, let me take a drink here. There's people that have been there for 25 years. And when I'm not lying to you, that they're probably making just as much as what the new people are making, because, they probably started 25 years ago at $8.50, $8 an hour. So now, prices have gone up, starting wages go up. But now think about it. How are you going to feel when you're 25 years down the road, sitting there working next to this 21-year-old rugrat that is making just as much as you, doing the same job as you, probably driving damn near the same vehicle as you, and you're sitting back and not wanting to be better? Like, you aren't wanting to, make more money. Is it a lazy thing? Is it a generational thing? In my mind, it's a mental thing, because doing just the bare minimum should never be acceptable. Like, it should never be a topic in your book. It shouldn't be a thing where you don't constantly improve. There's books out there that you can read. If that's what's happening in your life right now, you should sit back and you should really go get some schooling. You should go maybe change your career and get another job. And I don't know like your situation, but think about it. Who wants to sit around until they're 45, 50 years old and realize, shit, fuck, like, I gotta go out here and I gotta go get my bread, homeboy. Like, I gotta go out now. I don't have much time left. That's what we don't have a whole lot in this world. Like, you only have so much time, boys. I mean, girls, there's not a whole lot of excuses besides the ones that you're gonna create yourself. It's not gonna be easy, like I say every other time. It's gonna take you time to map out what you need to do it. Now, executing these goals are gonna be very mental too. It's gonna break you down. It's gonna be tough. You're gonna have to stay up late. You're gonna have to do stuff that you haven't been doing for the last 10 years. Always know and trust the process. Trust the process where you can sit back and be like, fuck yeah. A year ago, I was here. Now I'm here. I'm a lead at work. Maybe you made it to the boss position. Maybe you made it to the big boy pants job, Good for you. Fucking give your goddamn self a pat on the back, And if you're out there and you're listening and you've done these things, now maybe try to help somebody that's below you that is struggling. Make sure that they're trying to do better. Sometimes a person needs a little fucking fire, light underneath the ass, I do that all the time. All I'm trying to do is help people. I'm always trying to, if someone needs a pick-me-up, dude, I'm going to go and help them. If they need a ride, if they need something, investing your time into that too also builds your respect, it builds your character. It's self-worthy to do that. You never expect, you just go out and you get, okay? Don't expect things to be done for you. Don't expect the fucking big old pile of money to fall in your lap. Be positive. Be a positive role model to people that are around you. Master your craft to the point where it helps your pocket, it helps your people. Constant knowledge is gonna be your best friend. The basic questions, do you wanna be a fucking loser? Or do you want to be a fucking winner? Here at this podcast, we win. Like, we don't lose. People here are going to sit back and be like, God damn, This motherfucker with the holes in his ears, this dude knows what he's talking about because I want to do that. I mean, he's got fucking tattoos all around his neck and he's getting a really good job. You can do that. Just because, you know, you might look a certain way or you might act a certain way, if you have skills in your book, it's undeniable. It's undeniable, your skills. So get your skills up, get your pocketbook up, keep your head up for one, you know, don't ever be down on yourself. You know, it's a constant battle. Life is a constant fight. You know, you got to go out there and get it, homeboy. Just remember, it costs to be the boss. It costs your time. It costs your money. It costs your knowledge. It's going to cost you a lot. But the overall outcome of this is it's going to better you tenfold. You know what I'm saying? Being confident about what your goals are going to be is huge. You know, preach about it. Talk about what you're going to do to your people and say, hey, see this guy's job over here? That's what I'm going to do here in a little bit. You know, or maybe you want to go and do something. Tell people, hey, that's what I want to do. But don't forget, once you put the energy out there, you better execute. Don't be sitting back doing just to talk. Everybody's got a talking motherfucker. So mastering your craft is a big thing. Whatever it is, whatever you want to be, you go out and you make your skills plausible. Make your skills known. Okay? Everybody keep your head up and your shoulders square. You're now tuned into No Slug Podcast, where common sense meets no nonsense, where we unapologetically provide you the tools you need to build a better lifestyle and a stronger foundation. So if you ain't tuned in, then you get tuned up. Keep your head up and your shoulders square. No Slug Podcast to the dirt. So if you ain't tuned in, then you get tuned up. Keep your head up, shoulders square. You're now tuned into No Slug Podcast, where we unapologetically